What's going on, YouTube family? It's your boy Future P. We are back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in the building for another week. We will be going live on our second platform in just a second. So it's great to see you all. If you're watching this video, share this video, click the like button, click the subscribe button. We're going to go ahead and get started. I guarantee you do not want to miss this. It's going to be a great, phenomenal video. God has really been working in this season, and I want you to understand what's really going on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. You know how we do. Take your time. We're back. It's good to see you. It's your boy Future P. We here this week, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. We are fresh off of healing from not feeling well, and we're back again for another week, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to see you all. If you're watching this video, share this video, and we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to continue on where we have left off last week. But what I will say is, you do not want to miss this video. It is going to be a phenomenal video. I'll just let you know right now. So what I'm going to do right now is really quick. If you're watching this video live right now, we're streaming live on YouTube as we speak. And what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to drop the link inside of the bio. So give me one quick second. And then we're gonna go ahead, man. We're gonna get started. So give me one quick second. Copy this link. Bam. And what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm gonna drop the link inside of the chat on Facebook. And then we're gonna turn around and we're going to pin this really quick. If it let me pin it, then I'll be all right. Boom. There it is. There it is. There it is. All right, cool. So the YouTube link is pinned inside. Make sure you like, subscribe as well, share this, get this out there. So listen, we're gonna go ahead and get started. If you don't know who I am, my name is Future P. My real name is Ben Thompson. We are back this week for a phenomenal start. This is going to be called, ladies and gentlemen, the electricity of God. The electricity of God, aka the power of God. This is going to be very important that you take notes on this. I'm gonna try not to hold you all alone tonight, but I guarantee that this video is going to really change your perspective on how you look at yourself and how you look at God as a whole. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and pray really quick, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So Heavenly Father, thank you right now for this moment and this time. We appreciate you, God, for the power. Use me as your instrument, God, to be the voice of heaven. God, I ask you, Lord, that you grant me this favor, God, because you know I'm not perfect. Neither of us are perfect, God, but you are a perfect God. And I thank you, Lord, and I ask you that you use me and you speak through me. But not only do you use me, Lord, you lead me and you guide me, Lord. Lead me and guide me through this video so that if one person's heart can be changed and they can follow you for all eternity, Lord, that will satisfy me more so than anything. That's my prayer to you, God, and that you bless any and everyone that comes in contact with this video, anything that may be holding them, that may be pressing them down, Lord, from their finances to their children, to their family, Lord, to their mental health, to their relationships, to their marriages, God. Cover it all. Give them the strength. Give them the knowledge and the wisdom to move in a different way in this season than they have ever moved before. Let them not move like the past them, but let them move like the new them. Let them be changed. Let their character outweigh their past trauma, past decisions as well, God. We thank you and we lift you up. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen and amen. So, again, you're watching this video. Make sure that you do share this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all ready for this. I will say that there has been some crazy things going on. Why? Because um, past week and a half I had COVID, and it was a horrible feeling. And why was it horrible, you ask? Because your boy couldn't do nothing, right? I couldn't do the videos like how I wanted to. I couldn't really just go live how I wanted to. But at the end of the day, it was really worth it because I had the ability to just kind of sit down and really just get my mindset together before I was able to just start back and get back in this series. But I want you all to understand that right now there is going to be a change. There is going to be victory in your lives. And the type of victory I'm referring to is something that's on another level. I feel like right now in this time, it's time for us to really check what we've always been doing. A lot of us we've probably been doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results. We all know that as what the definition of insanity. But we're not insane. We know what to do, when to do it, why to do it. But sometimes we just need a little bit of a push, right? I feel like a lot of us we push ourselves too much into a direction that probably has nothing to do with our future. It has nothing to do with it at all. But because that's all we have ever done, we don't know what else to do. This is just it. This is just the life, and that's just it. And we just take it and we run with it and we accept it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I want to talk to y'all really quick about a concept. It's called the electricity of God. And I want y'all to follow me on this because if you understand the electricity of God, you can understand the power of God. Because electricity, as we know, produces power. So if you understand how it's broken down, it'll completely change your life. So I was sitting up here one night and I was looking at an outlet in the wall because I was trying to find my charger. And sometimes when you take an actual wire, or as we call it, a plug, or we call it a cord, right? A cord. The cord and the wire is the same thing. The wire is inside of the cord. They make it a cord, put the wires together, right? So I was looking at it one night and I was trying to plug my charger into an outlet. Well, the crazy thing is that when I was plugging into the outlet, I had to flip my charger upside down and plug it in again for my phone to catch a charge. Now, it was specifically for that particular outlet, but get this, when I tried it on a different outlet, it actually worked. I didn't have to flip the charger or none of that. So I'm sitting there saying to myself, okay, guy, you really, really ministered this situation right now. So the foundational text is going to come from 2 Peter 1 and 3. And it says is his divine power has given us everything that we need for a godly life through our knowledge of him who called us by his glory and kindness. I'm repeating it again. His divine power has given us everything we need, everything that we need for a godly life. So to have a godly life through our knowledge of him who called us by his own glory and goodness. Listen, let's talk about this first. His divine power. His divine power. When I look up the word divine means God. It means God. So God's power, right, has given you. This is the second time that I've seen God give, and he's given multiple times as well if you keep on reading in the Bible, right? But this part right here got me. He said he has given us. The first time I seen him give is right. He said that for God so the John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Right. So now he's given again. Right. So when God gets ready to give in your life, you need to be ready to receive. You need to be ready to receive everything that he's given to you. But the part about this is that he's not giving just regular power, he's giving divine power. Now, when you look up the word power means, when you break down the root word, which is the Latin meaning of the word power, guess what it means? It means to be able. Come on, man. So when you have power, you're able to do something. If you have power in your bones, you're able to move. If you have power in your lips, you're able to talk. If you have power in your tongue, you're able to speak a certain language or a certain dialect. If you have power in your mind, you're able to think things on a different level. Like, I'm gonna go real deep with this, y'all, because this right here is life changing. So his divine power, remember, divine means godly. So his divine power means to be able. So you are able to do the things in your life that God designed you to do. So it is not for you to say what you can't do. Stop telling yourself that you can't do anything. Stop telling yourself that it's not possible because you never done it. The biggest trick that the enemy has ever played and been playing for years is for you to not think that you're able to do something that you are already divinely and graced to do on a daily. What's happening is that he wants to get you comfortable with learning how to not do something that you've never done before. So he wants to keep you stagnant into doing something. He wants to keep you stagnant into doing something. One thing I've learned as well is that when people make the statement of I'm happy where I am right now. Some people may call it I'm happy where I am right now. Some people may call it content, or some people may say I'm comfortable. Comfortability and content does not mean the same. They're two totally different aspects of it. God plays chess, not checkers. And because our mindset is based on checkers, when we go into chess, it's a completely different culture shot. It's a culture shot. Because with chess, one false move, the game is over. With checkers, you know what it's about? I jump you, you jump me. Whoever has the most pieces win, crown me, king me, so I can clean out the whole board. Isn't that how life is right now? I try to one up you, you try to one up me. I want to get a Benz, you go out and get a Benz. I want to get a chain, you go out and you get a chain. I want to go ahead and look this guy. I'm working out, so now you want to go ahead and work out. I'm wearing a certain brand, now you want to go ahead and wear this certain brand. It's crazy because we live in a checker society, but we want chess blessings. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. We want a chess blessing so bad because good things come to those who do what? Wait. When you cook food, when you wait, what happens to the food overnight? The season settles in. It tastes better typically the next day when you cook it. But for some reason, why is fast food always nasty on the second day? Fast food is never good on day two, but the food that we cook is always good on day two. What does that tell you? Everything that's cooked fast, that's done fast, that doesn't have a waiting period, it will never last more than one day. Ooh, we is getting tight. It's getting tight in here, right? Think about it. When was the last time you got something of fast food? Go get a burger and let it sit in your fridge for 2, 3 days. Go ahead and cook something. Smother some chicken. Smother something, right? Grill some vegetables. Grill some vegetables. Smother some vegetables. Do something. Make some rice and watch what'll happen in the next 2 days. You know what's crazy? The rice that even when you get from restaurants don't even last longer than 1 to 2 days. It doesn't even taste right. But for some reason, when you cook the rice yourself, when you cook the meat yourself, when you cook the vegetables yourself, it tastes better after 2 days. It tastes better. Why? Because it's a chess thing, it's not a checkers thing. It's all about chess. See, when God makes a move on the board, it's calculated, it makes sense to him, but it never makes sense to us because we don't know the ending. See, with chess, you don't know what the ending can be off of one move. You can make multiple moves, it's cool, but you know the problem with checkers is that you know the ending before the beginning. You know what the end result gonna look like. You know, if I have so many pieces, that's it. I got crowns, I win. With chess is a little bit different. You can't even move the same way on the board. And two, with chess, I can move you in one spot and you can sit there for a moments in the game. And I don't even have to touch your piece. You're just there. That's the way that God works. So when God gives you his divine power, his divine power has given you everything that you need for a godly life. The problem is we want God to give us everything, but we don't want our lives to be godly. Ooh, let me sip some water on that real quick. I ain't talking about nobody but myself. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Because for some reason, I'm the most imperfect person on this earth. I guarantee. None of us are perfect, right? But I'm gonna put myself on blast. There have been plenty of times I wanted God to give me everything that I needed. Pause, everything I wanted. Because when you think about it, you don't need a Lambo. You don't need jewelry. You don't need your ears pierced. You don't need chains. You don't need what? You don't need none of that. You really don't need it. You don't need your nails done. Ooh, ladies, I know that hurt. Ooh, I know that hurt. You mean, bitch, you crazy? What you crazy? I need. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because when you're sick, you think the nail tech will be in the hospital doing your cuticles? No, they're not. You think right now they're gonna do acetone on your toes and in your fingers to get the old polish off? No, they're not. They're not gonna do that. It doesn't matter. Like You really don't need a haircut. When you're sick, you think the barber gonna be lining you up? Hey, man, I know you're not feeling good, but turn real quick. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and taper you real quick. You think you don't need it, but it's a want. Some of the things that we really, really do, we really mix it up and we place it as God, and it's really not. God say, I supply all of your needs, not of your wants. And there's nothing wrong with wanting anything. But it says here, first, he's going to give you everything that you need. The reason why, and this is something that's hard to accept, but once you accept this, your maturity level about your life will grow. And I promise you, your stress level, your depression levels, all that's going to drop. Here's the key. Here you go. If you want something and God is not giving it to you, that's because your needs haven't been fulfilled yet. Changed my life forever once I figured that out. Some of you want something so bad, but the reason why you don't have it right now is because it's a need in that same area that's not fulfilled yet, and you just haven't seen it. For once, when you pray, ask God, God, speak to me about what you want for my life. Because I learned this recently, a few months back. I've been praying all this time and I've been talking to God, but I never stopped to ask God to talk to me about what I prayed about. I just wanted to see it happen. I want to manifest it in my eyes. But what about all of the things that's supposed to be happening for you on the back end spiritually? God, I need you to tell me not to turn down that road because somebody gonna try to run me over. Somebody gonna try to give me. Somebody gonna try to hit me head on. Somebody got road rage down that road. I need you to tell me not to turn left. I need you to tell me, God, whom I should and should not be around in this season, so that I know that these individuals won't try to take me out or sabotage me. I need to know this stuff now. I need to know, and the reason why is because all the things that I want happiness. I want joy. I don't want to stress. I don't want all these things. But you know what I really need? I really need to remove the people in my life that's causing me not to get the things that I want. That's what I really need to do. But my needs are going to make me uncomfortable. My wants are going to make me uncomfortable. You know why? Because my wants can be controlled. I can control what I want, but I can't control what I need because my needs are more important. My needs, my needs will require me to play chess. My wants require me to play chess. It's not the same. It's a different level of maturity once you get to that level. It's a completely different level. Then it gets this. And look, we're not even listen, this I'm telling you it's gonna be good. We didn't even get into the meat of the electricity of God, slash the power of God. This is just the foundational part of it. Right. Then it says here, we need a godly life through our knowledge of him. The problem is too, is the reason why a lot of us are struggling so heavy in this season because we have no knowledge of God. We think God is a genie. One thing that was hard for me to accept was this. I had an earthly dad, but I have a heavenly father. Me and my dad had a real tight relationship. If you look at pictures of my dad, I look like him in some cases. If you look at pictures of my mom, I look like her. But I'm more of an in-between kid. My siblings say, boy, no, you look like that. But that's just my person. In some cases, I look like him. In some cases, you look at pictures of me and my mom, like, oh yeah, you do kind of look like him. I'm an in-between kid down to the bone. It's so crazy. Even how I'm built, I'm an in-between kid, which is so crazy. But I have a heavenly father, and my knowledge of him who called us by his own glory and goodness is what I struggled with not knowing. I knew everything else. Look, let me help you understand something. Here you go. You can know the Bible but not know God. Okay. I don't know who I'm talking to. Maybe this is revelation for you. You can know the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. You can know about, for all of you that are YouTube theologians, there are books that are missing from the Bible. There are. There are hidden books. I think it's a total of anywhere from 14, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there are hidden, there are missing books from the Bible. See, the word Bible means books. So of course, some are going to be missing. The reason why they were missing is because a lot of it couldn't be captured at one time when the original Bibles were all translated. The original Bible wasn't even translated in English. It was in Hebrew and Aramaic. I'll go a little bit deeper on a whole nother video on that. But there are missing books from the Bible, right? There are a couple of missing books. But the crazy thing is, we focus heavy on, we want to major in the minor stuff. Oh, yeah, there are missing books from the Bible. So the Bible, let me help you understand something. You don't even know about the original 66. Why are you worrying about the missing one? Know about the original 66 first, then you can talk about the ones that are missing. That's like somebody looking at you and saying, because I heard this about you, it got to be true. Because I seen you one particular way, that must be who you are. No, you just caught me in one moment. So automatically, that's just who I am to you. Okay, cool. It's not the way it works. Find out the fullness thereof before you continue to go deep into something. But that's the trick of the enemy. It's always a ploy to do it. And you know what? Since I'm talking live, I wasn't going to say it, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say it because I honestly I don't have no fear. Why is it that, as we like to call it, religions, and the reason why people all about the missing books and all this other stuff in the word and all this stuff is because you have no relationship with God. You have no relationship. You have to build a relationship with God. Build it. How do you build a relationship? The same way you build a relationship with people. You spend time getting to know them. How do you spend time getting to know them? You read. You sit down. You listen. God speaks to me and you and everybody, but we just don't listen. So, because it's hard to accept a voice in our head when all we hear is our own, and we hear the voices of other people. Here's the part that I do not get. If we're talking about being a Christian versus being atheist or versus being Muslim or anything else, how come being a Christian is the most hated thing to do? I don't see nobody on social media talking about the Quran, about Elijah Muhammad, about Allah. I don't see none of y'all this, but y'all quick to drop a Jesus thing. Oh, Jesus is white. He this, he this, he this. How is it that? Who did they pray? Who did our ancestors pray to before slavery? Who did they pray to? Y'all don't say none of that about being Muslim. What y'all scared? I'm confused. I'm so confused. Y'all don't say nothing about no other religion, but y'all quick to down Christianity. I kind of feel some type of way about that. What y'all scared? I don't see nobody saying nothing. Why don't y'all say anything? Why? Help me understand it. Because I need answers. I really do. Help me understand why God, Jesus, the word Jesus is one of the most hated words when you talk about spirituality. Oh, Jesus ain't real, but y'all don't say nothing about the Quran. Y'all say nothing. Some people say Jesus was just a prophet. Well, you know what's crazy about being a prophet? When you're a prophet, that means that you prophesy something that it is going to happen. Everything that he prophesied, we've seen it happen, right? We've seen it right now. We're seeing it happen right now. You can look at Revelation right now and find stuff right now in this world. You can find it right now happening current right now. But the problem is because we're so stuck within our zip code and our area code, we acting like the United States of America is the only country on this entire planet. On this entire planet. On this entire planet. Go ahead and look. They just discovered more Earths and moons and suns in this entire galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy is only one. It's like billions and billions and billions of other galaxies and planets that we don't even know nothing about. Every star in the sky that you see is a galaxy that contains multiple solar systems. But nobody want to talk about. Everybody want to talk about how Jesus ain't real. I don't get that. I don't comprehend. You know why? Because it's easy. It's trendy. It's easy to say he ain't real. It's easy to go. It's so easy to do it. Why? Because people scared. He's scared to build a relationship. You know what's crazy? What I've noticed is if you're scared to probably build a real good relationship with God, you're probably scared to build relationships with people in real life. For real. If you build, I've never seen nobody who had a real good relationship with God, or relationship with God. I ain't saying religion, relationship with God, and had an issue with building relationships with people. I've never seen it. Never really seen it for real. But once y'all find out that part, let me know. Because that's the question I want to pose. Why is it that with Christianity is the most hated, talked about thing or it's religion or whatever. You can say, no, I'm not religious. I have a relationship. What if you believe in God or you say Jesus, that's religious. But when you talk about, y'all don't say nothing about the Quran or Muslim, or y'all don't say nothing about Buddhist. Y'all don't say nothing about Hinduism. Y'all don't say nothing about any other form of practices, but y'all quick to down Jesus. Wow, that's crazy to me. But yet, though, why do y'all say, oh, Jesus Christ? Why do y'all say that? Why do y'all say, oh my God? Why do y'all say those phrases? Why do y'all say it if y'all don't believe? When you find out, just let your boy know. That's all I'm asking. But moving along, anywho, like I said, his divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life, not a regular life, not your life, a godly life through our knowledge of him who called us by his own glory and goodness. Not everybody else's glory, not everybody else's definition of goodness. No, by his own. So let's talk about this real quick, okay? There are three things when it comes to the electricity of God. There are three things. Here are the three things, okay? There are three things, three components. There is the wire, there's the plug, and there's the outlet. There are three components to electricity for any device to work. It's the wire, it's the plug, and the outlet. But before we get into that, I want to talk to y'all about number one, that God is the source slash power. God is the source slash power. In other words, he's the main supply. He is the only supply. Remember, God will supply all of our needs. He's going to supply all of our needs. God's power is so big because it's raw power. Don't you understand that straight power to you will shock you? It'll electrocute you. That's why you can't touch a live wire. Imagine having all those volts hit you all at one time. You're going to cardiac arrest, parking it, slow, whatever, right? In some cases, even when they're trying to resuscitate you, they say clear and they shock you. They hit you with a certain level of electricity. If they hit you with all of it on max, it'll take you out. It'll fry you completely. You'll probably be a vegetable. So what does that tell you? There's no way that you can get directly to the source, all of that power to you, and not understand. And in order to do that, you need to understand the three components. Because straight powered electricity to you will take you out every single time. Don't try this at home, ladies and gentlemen. But if you take if you take a wire that's live and you touch it and hold it, you will get shocked. Some of you have been shocked before in your life. I have. I've been shocked before. So think about that for a second. God's power is just that powerful. Like his being, his aura, whom he is raw power, is raw energy. It is, if it comes straight to us, it'll get shot. The only example of that was Moses when God's shadow passed by him and turned his whole head gray. That's how powerful he was. It turned his whole head snow white gray, boom, at the moment, just from his presence passing by. So my question to you is this: whose presence is around you daily? Whose presence is around you daily to where your life is literally not moving, it is not changing? Think about it in another way. If you want to know why your life is moving a certain type of way, think about this: whose presence, whose spirit is around you at all times? Think about it. Think about it. So let's talk about the three components of of the electricity of God. Three components, right? You got the wire, you got the plug. That's number two. You got the wire, you got the plug, and number three, the third one, you have the outlet. So let's talk about this. The wire is you. You are the wire. The plug is your decisions, the decisions that you make, right? And number three, let's get down to it, the outlet. The outlet. So give me 1 second, guys. I want to go ahead and see if I can continue to do this demonstration really quick. Yeah. There we go. I can use this right here. Perfect. So I got a cord right here that I'm gonna actually talk to you about. So let's talk about the three components: the wire, the plug, and the outlet. I apologize. So the wire, the plug, and the outlet. Come on, let's get down to it. So you are the wire. My question to you is, How are you wired? How are you wired? How is your mind wired? Right? Like, what's your mindset about yourself? How do you talk to yourself daily? How do you look at yourself daily? What words are you saying to yourself? What words are you allowing to be spoken to you, over you, or behind your back? How are you wired? Are you the person that is very analytical? Are you the person that's super hard on yourself? Are you the person that's just, you like to have fun? You like the life of the party? Are you the person that's very introverted? Are you the person that sits down and doesn't do anything? Like how are you wired? How are you wired? That's the most key factor of understanding the three components to God's electricity. Is the wire, the plug, and the outlet. So let's talk about the wire. Let's keep going. So let me give y'all the meaning slash definition of a wire. So the wire's job, it number one, it's a component. It's very important. It is designed, get this, to establish electrical conductivity between two things on the circuit. I'm gonna repeat, a wire is designed to establish a electrical conductivity between two things on a circuit at the exact same time. Two things on circuit at the exact same time. So in other words, right, this right here is a laptop plug. Okay, this plugs into the battery. This plugs into the wall. This is you in the middle. You're the wire. This is you. Okay, this is you. Some people may refer to it as a cord. You are the wire. This is you right here. This is you. You are the wire. The wire is on the inside of this. It's wrapped up, is braided around on the inside of this. If I slice this open and pull it open, you'll see wire, and that's when they'll say, "Oh, the wire is exposed." Ooh, I hope y'all get this. The wire is exposed, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give y'all this really quick. Number one, the wire is designed to establish. You are designed to establish something in your life. The problem is that you don't understand how wired you are. You are established, which means you set the presence of the conductivity, or should I say, the connection between two things on a circuit. On a circuit, two things going simultaneously at the exact same time. Two things going simultaneously at the exact same time. The exact same time. Come on now, follow me on this, right? How established are you? Your first commandment is to get established. It's to get established. It's to figure out who you are. It's to figure out who you are. It's to start doing things. It's to, in other words, figure out your identity. What's your identity? Your identity is first should be in Christ. But what is your identity? What are you using to identify yourself? Are you identifying yourself by how big your direct deposit is? Are you identifying yourself by how many kids you have? What side of the tracks are you from? What color is better than another color? What gang you a part of? Right? What hood you from? What school you went to? What college you attended? What company do you work for? If you are an entrepreneur or if you are an employee, which one is it? How are you established? Right? You're supposed to establish an electrical, a godly connection, between two things on a circuit. You're supposed to establish a godly connection between two things on a circuit. Now, you probably want to know, okay, so what are those two things? I'm glad you asked. Here are those two things: life and God. Life and God. What, like life and God, like establish the connection between your life and God on earth as it is in heaven. So understand whom you are. So let's keep going deeper. So don't you know that there are three types of wires, right? There are three components within this cord in the wire. Typically, when a cord is made, there are three components, right? Three components. Here are the three components. Number one, there's a live wire. It's live wire. Number two, there's a neutral wire. Neutral wire. And then number three is the ground wire. Oh, so listen, it's three different wires right now working simultaneously at the exact same time. At the exact same time. Give me one second, guys. I'm about to pull the scripture real quick. It's three different wires working at the exact same time. Get this. Mm-mm. Get this. So, number one, the live wire. The live wire. The live wire, because there are three components of you. If you understand whom you are, the three components of who you are, then you will understand how important it is for you to establish this godly connection between life and God Himself. But you got to understand whom you are. Number one, you're made of a live wire. What does live? Means your life. You're made of life. God said in John 10:10, the thief does not come except to steal, kill, and to destroy. But I have come, Jesus said, that you may have life and that you may have it abundantly. Life is very important. He came so that you may have life and have it more abundantly. It is super duper 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 important that you get this, because if you do not get it, you will not understand the part of you as a wire. The first component is your life. How important is your life to you? Do you stress a lot? Do you worry a lot? The key factor of your life is not to sit there and feel like you're by yourself, because you're not. You're not. Your life is comprised of other things working around you, including people. So that's the life. The second part is neutral. Neutral, right? The neutral part of you. So it's the lively part of you, then it's the neutral part of you. The neutral part of you is your decisions. What decisions are you making daily? And the reason why it's neutral, because your decisions can go either way. Why? Because God granted us with something called free will. He doesn't force himself upon you. It's sad to say that, a lot of people say churches or religions, they try to force it upon you, but he don't force himself upon you. You have to make a decision to choose him. That's why you have free will. You can choose not to. You can choose not to accept God. That's your choice. You have that choice to do that. You do. But on the flip side, you can choose to accept it. I chose to accept it. You have to choose to accept it daily, because the enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy. It's not that he gonna do it just on Fridays. He doing it 7 days a week. 7 days a week. He said to steal, kill, and destroy 7 days a week. But Jesus said, I came so that you may have life and have it more abundantly. If I was to play devil's advocate, I don't want you to have life more abundantly. That's gonna be too much for me. I want you to not have life more abundantly, because he's here to steal, kill, and destroy. So you have life. So you have life. That's the three parts of a wire. You have life. Number two, neutral, which means the neutral side of you is the decision making side of you. That's very important. The decision making side of you. It can go either way because of your free will. The third one is the foundation, the ground wire. So you have the live wire, you have the neutral wire, and you have the ground wire. All of these three work simultaneously, because the ground wire is the foundation. The ground wire is the foundation. How is your foundation in your life? Is your foundation cracked? Is it shaky, or is it firm? Is it set? Like, is it firm? Because if it's not, what will happen is anything can come and stir up your peace. If you want to know why your peace is stirred up by certain people, it's because your foundation is not laid thorough. That's a hard pill to swallow, ain't it? To know that somebody could come in and mess up your whole day, or some people say get you out of character. That's because your foundation is not solid. And here's the deal: each part of your life has a foundation. Your job has a foundation. Your love life has a foundation. Your sex life has a foundation. Come on. Your parenting life has a foundation. Your family life, which means with your siblings, immediate family, cousins, uncles, that have a foundation. The problem is we think the foundation is just one way across the board. No, it's not. It doesn't work that way. You have foundations in different levels. That's why you're solid in certain areas and other areas you're not solid. It took me time to understand that. It took me time. A lot of us right now, we're solid when it comes to our job, but we're not solid when it comes to our business. We're not. We're solid when it comes to people at a job, but we're not solid when it comes to people that we love and in relationships with. We're not. We're not at all. We'll rather vent to our employees rather than vent to the person that we love, or vent to our coworkers, not employees, vent to our coworkers rather than vent to the people that we love. It's because our foundation is not solid. Solid. Your foundation is solid at your job, but it's not solid in your household. It's not. That's the reason why you treat yourself better and people better, depending on what area of your life it is. And that's one thing you need to realize. How you treat yourself in certain areas is based on how well and how good your foundation is laid. If your foundation is not laid correctly, you will not treat yourself correctly. Hope you caught that. So now we understand what a wire is. There are three components to you as a wire: the live wire, the neutral wire, and the ground wire. Three components. Now, let's talk about the plug real quick. Let's talk about the plug. Now, the definition of a plug, right? Because we know that a wire is designed to establish an electrical conductivity between two things on a circuit. A wire's component is designed, a wire is a component that is designed to establish an electrical connection, conductivity connection between two things on a circuit, which is life and God. We know what those two things are. Now, let's talk about a plug. A plug is a device. This is a plug right here. This is the plug. The wire is you, the plug is here. The plug right here. This is the plug. The plug is a device that is designed for making the connection to a power supply. This is why this plugs into the wall. This part right here that connects to your device, this doesn't plug into the wall. This plugs into the wall. You know what we got so used to? Matching things because it fit. We got used to doing that. We got used to matching things because it fit. If it looked good, it must be good. We look good together, so now we go together. That looks good on me, so I should buy it. And you can't even afford it. You can't. I'm hungry, so I'm going to get this. Back to the plug. Back to the plug. A device designed for making a connection to a power supply. The plug is your decisions. Your decisions is designed for making a connection to the power supply. The power is God. Your decisions is designed for making the connection to a power supply. God said, I will supply all of your needs. Philippians 4:19. I will supply all of your needs. Not just a little bit. I'll supply all of your needs. All of them. Your decisions are super duper important, right? Your decisions. You as like the plug is your decisions. We've gotten this so backwards. I'm the plug. The plug is this. The plug is the middleman. The plug. No, you're the wire. You're the cord. Your decisions is the plug. Your decisions is the plug. I'm gonna prove it to you. How you talk is based upon to someone how your decisions are made. You made a decision to be nice. You made a decision to be angry. If you made a decision to be nice, your words are going to be different. You made a decision to be angry, your words are going to be different. You made a decision to be passive aggressive. You made a decision to be indifferent, sarcastic, whatever it may be, funny, humorous, whatever. That alone is your plug, your decision. Your words get you into a room. Your decision making gets you into a room. Notice I talk nothing about money. Your decisions get you into rooms that money can't get you in. Can't. The right decisions is what builds the relationships. I hope you caught that. The right decisions is what builds good relationships. If you make wrong decisions with wrong people, you're gonna have wrong relationships every single time. You know that you know that dude ain't good for you. You know that person makes you make wrong decisions. You know that. You know that chick ain't good for you. She makes you make wrong decisions. Wrong decisions. Wrong. They This is how you know when a person is good for you. When you make a decision and they continue to see you plug into the wrong power supply. That's when you know that person ain't for you. They are continuously letting you plug into a source that's not good for you. What's that source? Anger, frustration, doubt, fear, they will let you vent and not try to turn you away from it. They will not even try to give you a solution or provide you with a way for you to become better. They just want you to stay there and stay stuck. And then to turn around and talk about your business to other people. Well, I don't know what's wrong with them. They just that's just who they are. But you can change and they can't. Are you serious? Ask yourself this one question. Why am I not changing? If you want to know why you're not changing after so many years and it feels you keep doing the same thing, look at the people around you. That's your answer. You either don't have the right people around you, enough of the right people, or you got too much of the wrong people. Just look at it around. And the crazy thing is, the wrong people will literally disguise themselves as comfortability because you're used to them. You cool. They probably met your children. They know all your business. You probably even work with them, but they're not conducive to you growing and getting to the next level. They will leave you stuck sitting there. Sitting there. So the plug, remember, it's your decisions. How do you talk to yourself? How do you talk to yourself? Do you say things to yourself right now that you know if somebody else said it, you will want to strangle them, choke them out, fight them, etc.? If that's the case, you need to stop. Stop saying things, and I had to do that. Stop saying things about yourself that you know that if somebody else would say it, you wouldn't accept it. Easiest way to do it. Again, stop saying things about yourself. Stop tweeting it, stop Facebooking it, stop Snapchatting it, whatever you do. Stop TikToking it, whatever you do. Stop saying things about you. I'm talking to you right now that's looking at this video. You stop saying things about you that you know if somebody else said it, you'll knock them out. You wouldn't even accept it. You wouldn't even allow that type of energy around you. So why are you doing it to yourself? That makes no sense to me. Why are you doing it to yourself if you know you wouldn't let nobody do this to you? Nobody? But you're gonna let yourself do it to yourself. I don't understand that. And I had to stop doing it. You know the reason why I didn't understand it is because I did not get the fact of that I was a wire. I was designed to establish to establish the godly connections between my life and what I wanted and what God wanted for me. I didn't understand that, but now I do now. I, now I get it. Now I get it. So how do you talk yourself? Talk to yourself. Excuse me. How do you talk to yourself? How do you love yourself? How do you love others? These are your decisions. This is what the plug is, your decisions. Is do you talk to yourself in a toxic way? Do you have toxic behavior in how you're talking to yourself and talking to other people? Are you honest? Are are you faithful or are you realistic? Newsflash, you can't be both. You can't be faithful and realistic at the same time. It does not work. I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm gonna prove it to you. If we weren't promised tomorrow, how can you be realistic? How? What you're really saying is, I need to know that it needs to happen before I believe it to happen. That's not faith. That's you knowing, and that's okay. But you can't have both because if you try to have both, you know what's that going to cause you? Confusion, doubt, worry, depression, etc. That's the biggest trick of the enemy. The biggest trick. I don't want you to know what I know about you. So I want you to try to figure out what God knows, and you're not going to figure it out. So I want you to do it. Newsflash, you already know what God wants. It's in you. You have dreams. It's in you. Stop dumbing yourself down. You know what you want to do. A dream is not, get this, a dream is not realistic. A dream is supposed to be unrealistic. A dream is supposed to be, it's supposed to not make sense. But it happens. I learned this recently. The best dreams are the dreams that die. That means that the dreams that die is because they've already become a reality. They've already become a reality. I'm gonna read this to y'all real quick. Check this out. Check this out. This is crazy. I'm gonna read y'all this, and y'all can find this Bible all day. This is Acts 2 and 17, chapter 2, verse 17. This is a book written, letter written from Paul. It's a letter written from Paul. Check this out. Acts 2 and 17. You can Google this stuff. This ain't hard. You can Google this stuff. It's easier now. It says, And it shall come to pass in the last days, says God, that I will pour out my spirit onto all flesh. That means everybody, believers, non-believers. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men shall see visions, and you old men shall dream dreams. Unrealistic. You can't have faith, but yet be realistic. I believe it's going to happen when I see it. That's not faith, that's knowing. It's not the same. You have to literally stop doing this to yourself. The reason, let me tell you all this. It's crazy. Michael Jordan dreamed of being the basketball player. If he was realistic, when he got cut, he would have never kept playing, ever. Remember, he was short. His brother Larry Jordan was always beating him. You can look this up. You can YouTube this stuff. His oldest brother always beat him. His oldest brother can jump out the gym. He was super athletic. Michael Jordan went from a little skinny guy to becoming 6'6". His dream was to become a NBA basketball player. That was his dream. Now, he wanted to play baseball because his father played baseball, but his dream was to become an NBA player. It was unrealistic to him. That doesn't make sense. His dad wasn't an NBA player. Some of you right now, the reason why you can't grow past your neighborhood, you can't grow past your zip code, you can't grow past the job that you are because you want to be realistic. Well, I mean, I'm just realistic. It just makes sense. That's why you're here, and you would never own the company that you work for because the person that owned the company was unrealistic. They had a dream. It doesn't make sense. You think the owner of McDonald's knew that McDonald's was going to be what it was? No, it was a dream. It didn't make sense until it became reality. The dream died. That's the best dreams is when the dreams die and they become true. Now, you know what else happened? You just got to dream again. You got to keep dreaming. When you dream, you give God the ability to do whatever it is He wants in your life. So some of us, here's the key. Write this down if you're watching this. You want to know how you can become better? Just dream more. Give God the ability to play chess in your life. Just dream bigger. That's it. That's the difference between you and the people you follow on social media. They just dream bigger, and some of them probably lying because it's probably not their real life. But let's just say that's the case. They dreaming. You got to keep dreaming, y'all. Some of you have vision boards and dream boards. Be unrealistic. Just because nobody in your family own property don't mean you can't. That doesn't make sense. Just because no one in your family has a degree don't mean you can't have a degree. That doesn't make sense. That's unrealistic. Some of you right now, your past should completely deter you from where you are right now. Based on your past, you shouldn't even be right in here, right? That's realistic. Realistically speaking, you shouldn't even be here. Some of you right now got positions in companies that degrees allow you to have, but you don't even have a degree. That's unrealistic. But in reality, you shouldn't have the job. Well, why do you have it? Why do you have the position? Why? If I give y'all the title for the company I work for right now, you need a master's degree to do what I do. I don't have no one degree. I don't. You know what I have though? I have faith and I have favor. That's the difference. I'm not better than nobody. And I'm not saying like, oh my God, I'm the richest person on earth. Not yet. Because I'm dreaming that. It don't make sense now. But it's gonna make sense when y'all see it because the dream now became a reality. So now I'm gonna keep dreaming. I'm not never gonna stop dreaming. Never. We got this false pretense that, oh my God, because you were a dreamer and it didn't work, then cool. Joseph was a dreamer. Let's get that straight. Joseph was a dreamer. He was. His dream became a reality. Everything he said about his dream, from all of his stars being in the sky and everyone else started bowing down to him. He had a dream that everyone else bowed to him. That was a dream, and it became reality. He became the governor over Egypt, took his family out of poverty. Stop playing, man. This stuff is real. You got to dream bigger. You're not dreaming big enough. You want reality, and then you want to be realistic, and then you want to complain about it. You wanted this life. Stop complaining about it. You wanted it. That's it. Stop putting these barriers on God so much. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. It doesn't make sense. That's the reason why a lot of us aren't making it, because we want this to realistically fit. It got to be realistic. I'm going to prove it to you. Right? I'm going to prove it to you. I'm gonna talk about the autopsy of a plug. This is why I got this cable right here. We're gonna break down what this plug really is. This is I'm gonna do a full autopsy on this plug, a full autopsy. So y'all look at it. It's 3 prongs, right? Ooh, I'm starting already. It's 3 prongs. So a plug is two types of plugs. It's two types. It's two types. You have a 2 prong and you have a 3 prong. I'm doing this because I'm YouTube here, Facebook here. You have 2 prongs here, 2 prongs here, and you have 3 prongs, which is here. 3 prongs. Check this out. Let's break down what this is. The left side here on this, as you see, is that a plus sign? Oh, okay. That's just a scuff. Okay, I thought it was a plus sign. I said, damn. Okay, cool. The left side of the plug is the neutral side. That's the neutral side of you. This is the side of you right here that needs to wait. This is the side of you right now that needs to understand that your decision making, you as a plug, your decisions need to be neutral. There is God gives because God gives us free will. You have to understand that your decisions right here, your decisions, this is you. This is your decisions right here. You. In other words, when they say faith without works is dead, you got to work. This is your work part right here. You're neutral. The neutral side is you. The part that you need to be content with is the decisions that you make, not the situation that you're in. That's the difference. That's what I had to learn. This is you, the left side, the neutral side. The right side of a plug, the right side, and I know it's switching because I know we opposite of the camera, but this is my left and this is my right, but I'm just doing it based on the camera. So the right side, right here, the right side, ladies and gentlemen, that's the hot side. So you got the neutral side and the hot, HOT, neutral, HOT, neutral, hot side. The hot side is the action side of you. So you got the waiting side where you wait, and then you got the hot side. This is the action side. This is the go-getting side of you. This is the hustling side of you. This is where you got to go put in the work. This is the hot side. This is right here, the content side of you, your content decisions. This is the action when God tell you to do it now, do it. This is when you make decisions right now in between the time when God tell you to do it. This is it right here. And then you got the ground, this part, the ground part of the plug, the decisions. This is the foundation. This is the foundation right now. This is the foundation. So let me show y'all something. If you turn it upside down, it looks just like a triangle. Y'all see that? Look at the outline. It looks just like a triangle. It looks just like a triangle. We call it the Holy Trinity: Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Triangle. Ain't that crazy? It's a triangle right here. So let me give you all this. Let me give you all this. It is very important to understand that your decisions, your neutral decisions and your hot decisions have to work simultaneously in order for you to connect to the source. Some of you right now, you're trying to be hot on the left and right side of you. That's the reason why you can't plug into the source. That's the reason why when you plug in, there's no charge. Ooh, that's the reason why when you plug in, it's too much power sent to the device, which is you, because, or excuse me, to your dreams, because it's too much power, or it's not enough power. You're overcharging the thing that you want God to do for you. Here's what overcharging look like. You prayed on it, but you're still praying on it. God, when you gonna do it? God, when you gonna do it? When you gonna do it, Lord? You gonna continue to do it? God, when you gonna stop doing it? When you gonna start doing it? You keep overcharging the things that you prayed for. You are supposed to only be, remember what the wire is? You're supposed to only establish the connectivity between two things. You are the wire / cord. This right here is connected to your dream. This here is connected to the source, the power, which is God. What's happening is you're trying to do this. Every time you go back on it, you're doing this. Every time you're doing this. To be honest with you, these don't even fit. That's why it's taking you longer than what it's supposed to be. Children of Israel. That's why I took a 7-day trip or a 7-week trip to last 40 years. Because you're doing this. Ooh, I'm teaching. Look at it. You're doing this. This is the reason why you haven't gotten past the same level financially. This is the reason why you can't ever get that interview. This is the reason why you can't ever start that business. That business won't pop up because you keep bugging God about something that God is already working out. Because you want to know so bad, because you want to be so realistic, because you feel like, oh my God, I'm not moving along fast as I should, because you keep trying to plug back into something that is not designed to accept the source. This is designed to go into the source. This is designed to go into the dream. You mixing them. You can't plug this into the outlet and expect power and plug this into the device. You're going to damage it. Ooh, come on. This is what it looks like right now. When you take the plug, your decisions, and you try to make your own decisions on your own dream, how would it look? How would it look right now? If I took this part of the cord that plugs into here and try to plug it into here and expect a charge, it won't fit. And I try to plug this side of it into here, the USB side, it won't fit. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It is designed to fit where it needs to fit for a reason. And get this, when it's plugged in, no matter how much I swing it, no matter how much I do this, the plug is not leaving. It's staying connected. That's what you got to do. You gotta be connected to that plug so deep to where when it's dangling, it's gonna happen. You know what's crazy about this? This is what our lives look like, don't it? It's swaying back and forth. I go up 2 steps forward, I fall back 12. I go back 12, I go up 6. It's constantly just doing this. But all you got to do is stay connected to the plug. Shaking it at all, dropping it. It's still connected, y'all. It's still connected. It is still connected. Still connected. I hope y'all get this. It's still connected. It's not moving. It is not moving. The only way for it to move is if you manually take it out. You know what I just did when I manually took it out? You know what that's called? Free will. I manually unplugged from it. This is not the enemy. This is not God. This is us doing this. We're manually unplugging from the source. And we want God to talk. But you know what we want to do? Nope, this don't work. This plug ain't working. Let me plug somewhere else. The problem again, is that when you don't understand the neutral side of you, the hot side of you, and the foundational side of you, you will never get the energy, you will never get the power that you really need. Some of you right now, you hot and hot. You action. I gotta go get it, and you have no faith in God. The neutral side of you is where you're gonna have to require faith. This is where your faith is. This is where your actions. Remember, faith without works is dead. This is where your action is, and you gotta have a foundation. Your foundation is your actual life, is your relationship you're building with God. Your foundation. This is how God connects you to the power, to the outlet. This is it right here. This is it. Now, let's talk about this real quick. It's 2 types of prongs here. Your left and your right, which is your neutral and your hot. Neutral and your hot, and then there's the ground. You got a 2-prong and a 3-prong grounded outlet. 2-prong and 3-prong grounded outlet. Come on, let's go there. Here's the thing about a 3-prong grounded outlet. It is designed to handle devices that have a certain amount of power for it to function. The more power the device requires, it needs a ground. Ooh, it needs foundation. That's why your cell phone don't need a foundation, but your laptop do. Because the laptop has more power. It takes more to run the laptop than it does to run a cell phone. So what am I saying to you right now? Some of you right now are 2-pronged people. Some of you are 3-pronged. The problem is, if you're 3-pronged, you're hanging around 2-pronged grounded outlet people, and you expect to get what you're getting right now. Some of you right now, you are pouring into 2-pronged grounded, 2-pronged type of power people. You're plugging in the people that are 2-pronged right here, 2-pronged type of cords right here, 2-pronged, and you're expecting to get a 3-pronged result. They don't have no foundation here. You have a foundation. That's why they hate you, because You have a foundation and they don't. That's why you can escalate to bigger levels. That's why you can handle more chaos and get paid more and deal with bigger and better decisions because you got a foundation. That's the difference. So make your decision today. Are you going to be three-pronged with a ground, a foundation? Or are you going to be two-pronged? There's nothing wrong with being two-pronged, but just understand who you are and where you are. Just understand it. Everybody can be three-pronged and everybody can be two-pronged. The problem is, too, some of you are two-pronged, you're trying to fit in two. Some of you are three-pronged, you're trying to fit into a two-pronged so bad because it's uncomfortable. Because three prongs require more energy. It requires you to plug in a God more. Your calling requires you to plug in a God more. Now, you know what's crazy? Look at the difference. A three-prong wire is thicker than a two-prong wire. That's because your calling is bigger. That's the reason why. It requires more. It requires more for you to do. It requires you to stay up late at night and then go to sleep and only sleep 2-3 hours sometimes. It requires you to wake up at 2-3 in the morning. It requires you to pray. It requires you to be obedient. It requires you, get this, it requires you to make better decisions. It requires you to be isolated for a season. It requires you to be alone by yourself because you need to focus more on God and not you and everyone else around you. Some of you right now, because you've been so two-pronged that you're comfortable. You know what's crazy? You can find a two-prong grounded outlet everywhere, but you can't find a three-prong everywhere because everybody's not meant to fit the mold. Everybody's not meant. When you look at this serves as a trinity, triangle. You see the triangle in it? You see the triangle right there. It's made like this. I can't make this up. This is no triangle. It's a box. It's square. It's square right now. It's square. God is trying to shape you to fit him like he created the earth. And for some reason, we want to stay here, square. Because it's comfortable. Because it's comfortable. Because it's comfortable. There's more power here in the three-prong than it is for a two-prong. This holds washers, laptops, TVs, certain TVs, all of that. Now the newer TVs, they figured out a way to have a bigger screen, but only be two-pronged still. They figured it out. Why? Because TV is not doing what it used to do no more. They figured out a way to make it simpler because of all of the electricity that it used to pull. But now, not with laptops, not with computers, they still three-pronged. That washer and that dryer, three-pronged. Three-pronged. The dryer, three-pronged. Just know that. Just know that it's three-pronged. Your stove, three-pronged. Your refrigerator, three-pronged. Your dishwasher, three-pronged. Everything that pulls the most electricity out of your home, three-pronged. The small electrical things, two-pronged. So here's my question: how much power do you really want? How much do you really want to plug into God? How much? Last but not least, the outlet. The outlet. The outlet is the place. Excuse me. The outlet is the place where you get connected. The outlet is the cover. It covers up the source of power, which is the wires that's on the inside. So if you next time you're looking at home or when you plug in your charger, just look at your wall. If you take that outlet cover off, you'll see wires right behind it. You'll see different color wires. You may see a red wire, a white wire, a brown, a green, whatever. It's to cover it. Ooh, it's your covering. It's your covering. The outlet is your covering. Get this. If the definition for outlet, this is where it's the place where you draw energy from. God, power. Outlet is the place where you draw energy from. It is the outlet, the power of God, remember, and it's the outlet, the cover, the Holy Spirit, right there. It's the cover. It's Jesus right there. That's the outlet. It's to cover it. Because if you get too much, that's why Jesus said, you cannot go to the Father unless you come through the what? Son. You got to go through me to get there because it's too much. Here's another reason why. Another thing that let me give you all some free game. Lucifer was the most powerful angel that God ever created. If you read in the book of Ezekiel, it describes him, how good he was, how phenomenal he was. He was the minister of music, all of the different things. His body was made of instruments. His body was made of instruments. He was made of every precious ruby stone. I mean, he was a beautiful, beautiful angel. He was so big, his wings covered up heaven, period. Covered up God. He was in God's face. He knew secrets and everything about God that no one knew. He was bigger than Michael and Gabriel. He was that big of an angel. That's what Lucifer, who Lucifer wasn't called an angel of light. That's who Lucifer was. When Lucifer was cast down from heaven, cast down, there was a void there. There was a nobody there to stand between God and us. That's when Jesus came. Said the lamb was slain. So Jesus came, filled that void in between. In other words, Lucifer was once here. He was the outlet. And what happened was he pulled off the cover because God showed him, like, hey, if you remove the cover, this is me. I'm letting you know me intimately. That's what we do. We some of us, we got that Lucifer mindset. When God exposes a little bit of him to us through revelation, we go haywire with it. We start condemning folks. We start sending folks to hell. We forget where we come from. We become super religious, sacrilegious. We do a lot of things. Oh yeah, we condemn folks. We judge people now. We think we better than people now. The moment you got baptized, all of a sudden you're a holy roller. Sis, you was just on the pole 2 days ago. 2 days ago. The moment you got saved, all of a sudden you forgot where you came from. You got saved so that you can go back and set the captives free, so that you can relate to those people. You can relate to them. Jesus' ministry was so strong because he's from Nazareth. Nazareth was the ghetto. It was the hood. They said, can anything good come out of Nazareth? That's why he was able to relate to the people. He was able to relate to the folks. He was able to do it. Some of you right now, you're down in yourself because you don't think that you can become bigger than where you are because of where you're from. Yo, man, he was able to do those things. The outlet is the place where you draw energy from. That's why it's important to find you a church home. Find you one. That's why it's important to have a prayer closet. Get you one. You already have a closet. Turn it into your sanctuary, the place where you pray. This is it. This is the place with the right atmosphere where you can plug into God, not people. Some of you right now, your outlets are people. That's why nothing's changing for you. You're going to the wrong people. Some of you, your outlet is social media. Your outlet is social media. The outlets are the cover of the source. Holy Spirit, no, not at all. You know what we're doing? We're literally going to social media and outlet in there. We're letting out everything on social media. We're putting our business out. We put subliminal stuff. We posting statuses. We doing all this other stuff. We're outletting on social media. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Look at this. Look up look at outlet. When you flip the word outlet, it means let out. The reason why you need an outlet is because if you hold in all of these things, all of this power, eventually, if you don't plug into the source, eventually, you know what's going to happen? Your device, your dream is going to die. It needs to be recharged. That's why you need to plug into the right outlet that's connected to the source. Some of you right now, you're trying to plug into people instead of plugging into God. That's the reason why you're still stagnant and stuck right now. It's not you, it's the people that you're around. You need to change your environment. You need to change your environment. That's what's killing you right now. That's what's killing your dream. Your dream, your device is low on battery. You got the warning, it is beeping. It's about you. Your dream is about to die. You need to unplug from people and plug into the source. That's what's stopping you right now from getting to that level. Plug into the source. Now, listen, what happens at first is this. I'm going to warn you. When you plug into the source, there will be people that will try to unplug you. It's okay. Plug yourself back in. There will be people that will try to cut your cord. There will be people that will literally, y'all know them folks. Hey man, let me borrow your charger. You give them your charger and they try to hog your charger like it's theirs. It's my charger. I let you borrow it. You know why? Because they don't have a plug. Ooh, orgies, they don't have a plug. They don't have a source. So you know what they're doing? They're stealing your energy. Get some water real quick. They're stealing your energy. Stop letting people steal your energy. You know what they're doing? Ooh, let me borrow your charger. I need to charge my phone. Where your charger at? And that's why a lot of us are feeling drained, because we're letting people feed off of us, because they see that we plug it into the source. Why don't you plug in the source? The source is unlimited. Stop trying to use me to get to the source, trying to get to God. You can get to God yourself. I can direct you there for sure. But stop letting them feed off of yours when they got the same plug. If you look at an outlet, that's why it's two sections, one on top of the other. It's for you and someone else that you're with in that season. It's for both of y'all to plug in at the exact same time. And if you're good, you can get an actual strip, a power strip as they call it. They got multiple outlets on the strip, so you can plug multiple people in. So right now, how is your anointing right now? What are you comfortable with? Are you comfortable with only having two outlets? Or are you comfortable with having a strip full of outlets? Which one are you? That's going to be predicated upon how big your faith is and how well God can trust you. If you don't let flip it, let out, you're going to implode. It's going to keep you from imploding. That's why God said, come to me, all of you that are weary, and I will give you rest. You got to let it out because you're holding it in too much. Some of y'all right now, y'all just need to cry. You watching the video, you just need to cry. You need to sit down and to let it all out. You just need to let it out. It's okay. Just let it out. I cry more than y'all know, because I know now. Let it out. You're human. You're flesh. You're not spirit. Let it out. Come to me, all of you that are weary, and I will give you rest. That means you got to let this stuff out. Stop holding this. Stop being so strong. You being strong don't help you. It actually hurts you. It hurts you, because you being strong, meaning that now you're trying to fight the battles that are only designed for God to fight. Remember, we do not battle against flesh and blood, but against the powers, the principalities, the evil darkness of this world. We can't fight spirit with flesh. That's why we losing for real. We're taking major L's in this world right now. Give it to God. Let him do it. Let him take us to that next level. Let him do it. I'm going to give y'all this, and then I'm going. When you plug into the wrong outlet, you will find a lack of purpose. Lack of purpose, you will find lack when you plug into the wrong outlet. Lack of purpose, wrong outlet. You getting the lack of sleep is because you plug into the wrong outlet. Lack of dreaming, wrong outlet. Lack of desire, wrong outlet. Lack of wisdom, wrong outlet. Lack of knowledge, wrong outlet. Lack of relationships, wrong outlet. Lack of sex in your marriage, wrong outlet. Listen to the wrong people. Marriage going crazy haywire, wrong outlet. Lack of finances, wrong outlet. Lack of money, wrong outlet. Lack of ideas, wrong outlet. Wrong outlet. You plug into the wrong outlet. That's it. Stop putting your power into the wrong thing. That's it. This is called the electricity of God. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I've been over an hour. I always say I ain't gonna go that long, and I want to go. You're watching the video, share this video. I appreciate you all who have been watching thus far. Share this video. Follow me on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the Facebook. Put it out there. See y'all next week. We're back at it again. It's your boy Future P. I love y'all. I'm out. See you on the other side.